Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about what holds men back from success. So outside of your belief systems, your thoughts, your emotions, and how you generally perceive life, your health, your relationships, your career, there's certain things that will hold you back as a man, right? Especially when it comes to your productivity and your ability to create resources, i.e. make money. There is really three things, right? And I think they're paramount to mastering in the long run. And in the beginning, it might be tough to sustain these things and really make sure you are on par with them. But they are sleep, stress, and addiction. So let's talk about sleep real quick. Guys, I'm kind of beating a dead horse because I think you guys already know, but I think we undervalue the fundamental of sleep, right? We live in a society where we stay up late at night, we're on our phones late at night, our brains are kept awake longer than they should be because of caffeine, because of the blue light emitting from our iPhones, right? Or our television, video games, whatever we're doing at night. And as a result of our sleep deprivation, we find ourselves in a predicament because, well, here's the truth. A lot of us, 95% of us need to work to sustain our lives, right? We got to pay our rent. We got to pay our food. We got to pay our light bill. We have to pay for our family if we have a family, right? So if you're not well rested, right, you are absolutely compromising your ability to create resources, right? Because, someone who's slept 8 hours a night is going to perform better than someone who's only slept 6 hours that night. Someone who, sleeps 6 hours is not going to have the same energy when they get home to work on their side hustle as someone who slept 8 or 9 hours, right? And I understand that some of you guys may not have the luxury of, having a job where you are able to wake up at a decent time. I know some people need to wake up early because they have to drop off their sister, they have to drop off their kids to school, they have to, do family obligations, and maybe they have to give their parents a ride to work. So I'm not here to say that everyone can just master sleep, right? Like, you have to set your life up to make sleep a priority, and it's not easy at times. Sometimes it means you have to get away from your family, right? Because a lot of the times, let's be real, our family holds us back from our freedom, right? Like, if you're like my girlfriend, her parents don't have cars, right? They're immigrants. They came here 27 years ago, but they're immigrants. They don't have their license, right? So they can't drive. So she needs to be there to drive them to work, right? And, I feel bad to a degree because it's like, damn, she has no say on whether, she can always leave, but, she's kind of has, an attachment to her family to some degree, and she doesn't necessarily just want to drop it. So as far as that goes, sleep is something that you are going to have to work to create a lifestyle around. It's not something you can just wake up one day and be like, oh yeah. Everyone can try to go to bed earlier. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I try to go to bed at like 9, but realistically it's 10 o'clock, man, because I don't know what it is, but unless I really work myself to death, if I hit the gym, if I work 10-12 hours, okay, maybe I might be able to go to bed that early. But let's say you go to bed at 10, you have to wake up at 4 or 5. That's 6 to 7 hours a night. You're doing that 5 days a week, for school or for work, and you're sleep deprived 5 hours a week, right? Every hour, every day, you're losing an hour or two because you're not getting the full 8 or 9. So don't neglect sleep. Do your best to work on it. I might make a separate video on how to get better sleep. But sleep is number one. That will hold you back tremendously as a guy trying to get out there and do better for yourself. And then number two is stress. Stress. Oh my God, man. I am so surprised that our society isn't like stress isn't really that mainstream. Like, bro, stress literally leads to so many problems. From chronic illness to heart disease to, that's why a lot of guys, who work a lot for their, career, right? They die from heart attacks on the job, right? Because they're stressed out, their body's not recovering, right? And stress, right, that bleeds into your life as well, because here's the thing, you might be well rested, but if you live a stressful life, you have family, you know, like I said, obligations, and you have a job you have to work, bro, your life is stressed. Because here's the unflattering truth, and I'm gonna make this claim because I believe it to be true. Stress is directly correlated to the amount of people that you deal with. Does it pertain, or does it relate to your financial health, as far as like, hey, like, am I gonna have enough money to pay for the month, or to pay my rent for the month, or hey, like, you know, am I pressed for money this week because, you know, I'm not making enough at my job, right? Yes, I do believe that. But a lot of stress, like, think of your job, right? You know, you're dealing with workers, you're dealing with customers, right? They're impatient, they're annoying, they complain, they try to insult you, right? Bro, imagine doing that every single day, week after week, year after year. That's a big reason why I think a lot of us are stressed, right? And you know, like, it's something we obviously can't control to some degree. I mean, you can always quit your job and go to another country and live as a minimalist, but that's not practical for everybody, right? And I understand that. So I mean, stress, you can't eliminate it, right? Unless you, like I said, unless you want to like get away from everybody, right? Because when you have kids, you know, they have things they need, or they're acting like brats, right? So you got to discipline them, right? Or your boss is being a pain, or your coworkers are fighting, customers are being a pain in the ass, right? So stress is directly correlated to dealing with other people. I think 85% of it is caused by that, right? And like I said, financial problems, etc. But stress is something that you can't fully eliminate. I think you just have to reduce it. And like I said, I'm not the best at it, so I'm not here to give you advice on that. I'm still learning as I go along in my life how to deal with it. But stress is definitely going to screw you up. And another thing with stress too is, and this leads me to point 3, addiction. Stress directly leads to addiction, directly, right? Every time I get stressed, you know, in the past, I would watch porn, I would go out and play video games, right? For some people it's smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. Some people it's, hey, I'm gonna go on a bender and go binge drinking. Some people it's, hey, I'm gonna go buy 2 pints of ice cream, I'm gonna go buy a whole pizza, right? And some people it's scrolling on the internet, watching mindless shit on TikTok, or playing games on your phone, right? So it's not easy. Like I said, we live, especially here in the West, we live in a highly developed industrious society where there's a lot to maintain. There's a lot of technology to maintain. There's a lot of infrastructure to maintain, and it demands a lot of us, right? It demands the most from us, right? So, you know, I'm not saying, like I said, I really don't have an answer for you. I'm just trying to present the problem so we can be aware of it. But yeah, like, addiction will absolutely curb your growth. It will absolutely compromise you, and it will absolutely destroy you. It'll destroy your physiology, it'll destroy your brain, it'll destroy your body, it'll destroy your relationships with your friends, family, your romantic partner, and it'll just, like I said, really halt your growth. So and the thing with addiction is, like, bro, if your addiction to anything, really, like, especially pornography, especially like weed and alcohol, bro, those things sap your energy. So addictions, it's not like, hey, you're getting a relief from stress, right, in the moment, but it's very temporary. And the long-term consequences of your behavior, your addiction to whatever substance, is in the long run taking energy away from you. It's weakening your immune system, it's weakening your organ health, it's weakening your brain function, and it's weakening your overall ability to have the energy to do what you need to do, to create the money you need, and to live the life you want, right, in the long run. So just don't underestimate those 3 things. I think if you are at least conscious of the fact that those things play a role in your life, you can start to work on, you know, optimizing your stress levels, optimizing your sleep rhythms, and obviously cutting addictions as you progress throughout your life. And I think if you do those 3 things, if you're able to do those and work on them, like I said, you're not going to be perfect in the beginning. If your sleep's been shit, if you've been an addict to whatever, if if you have a stressful life, bro, it's going to be hard to undo what you've learned and what you've consumed as a habitual life, as a lifestyle. But I think if you're able to just slowly break out of those 3 things and get them in check, you'll be way better off than 95% of people, because most people are, like I said, fat, overweight, stupid, depressed, sleep deprived, stressed out of their mind. And like I said, they really can't do much from that place of dysfunction. So focus on getting those things right, and I think a lot of your ability to function and perform as a human being will skyrocket as a result. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.